What is up, y'all? AJ here, back at it for another Doc's WOD or workout of the day. The name of this one is called Strength plus Cardio equals Balance. All right, so how it's set up, it's going to be two 15-minute AMQRAPs. Okay, so two separate blocks. AMQRAP, what's that stand for? As many quality rounds as possible. Okay, so block number one, you're going to start on the ground. You're going to go one Turkish get up on either side, and a quick little crash course with the Turkish right here, okay? So you're hugging that bell in nice and tight, get into that fetal position, rolling that bell on up, opening up that stance a bit, pressing that bell. A little bit of a cheat code is to tuck that hip so that butt cheek's rolling on up. Speaking of rolling up, you roll to that elbow, squash, sweep, hinge, spring, close, stand, tap, lunge, open, hinge, slide, sit, bow, down, okay? So from there, you're just going to go one rep on either side, okay? Next, and if you haven't done the Turkish get-up, go with body weight and try to follow those key words for each one of the transitional points on the way on up and on the way down. Okay, the next one is going to be a clean and squat. Okay, so starting with that bell just about a foot in front of us, hike, clean, squat. You can stick with that swing clean. Okay, if you're having trouble with that, then you can modify it to a dead clean and squat. Zipping it up, right up the midline and squat. Okay, so you're going to stick with 5 on the left and then 5 on the right. Okay, now the kettlebell obviously weighs a lot, puts a lot of pressure on the wrist. If you have trouble with having the bell on the wrist, then either get a sweatband, place it onto the wrist, or go into the shot put grip. So it's a hike right here. Okay, saves the wrists, and you're still getting a lot out of the workout. Okay, so you would go there, squat, hike, shot put clean, squat, okay? Next, a fan favorite said, nobody ever, the deck squats, okay? So you're gonna hold that bell on up, elbows in nice and tight, full squat, roll it back, tap that bell, standing tall, okay? Now, for the deck squats, if you have trouble getting off that ground, you can elevate yourself off the ground, stack a couple mats up, roll back, use the momentum of the bell, driving yourself on up. You can even get to the point where you can use a bench, okay? The bench is gonna be the highest point for you. So you squat onto the bench, roll back, and then over time, you can eventually lower the bench or just find blocks that are a little bit lower or mats that are a little bit lower, okay? The other modification that you can do for deck squats is to separate the movements, okay? So you can take that bell, and instead of doing 10 deck squats, you're going to do 10 kettlebell sit-ups. So practicing using that momentum to drive yourself up, and then come back on up. And then from here, you're going 10 goblet squats, okay? So again, that's just a modification for the deck squats. Then the final move, you're flipping that bell up and down, upside down, into the FT press or finger thumb press grip. Feet in tight, pressing it up, okay, for 10 reps, okay? Now, that's block one. You're cycling through for 15 minutes, okay? That's your kettlebell aspect. Now, this is the strength side, the kettlebell strength side, okay? Now, if you have the luxury to go up in weight or you have multiple bells, I should say, you have the luxury to have access to multiple bells, then use that 15 minutes as an opportunity to go up in weight throughout the course of the 15 minutes, okay? If you only have one bell, that's perfectly fine. Just focus up on form, control, take your time in each one of the movements, and cycle through it for as many quality rounds as possible within the 15. Now for block two, okay? This is gonna be a little bit more on the cardio side, all right? So for this, you're gonna go body weight. Most of it's body, well, just about all of it's body weight, okay? You're gonna go 20 jump lunges. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you're going 10 sit through get-ups. Hands directly underneath the shoulders. Rotate, pivot, kick. Rotate, pivot, kick. Come back to center. Popping on up. Okay, you're doing 10 of those. Every time you pop up, that's 1 rep. Now, if you haven't done those before, they're a little bit troubling for the shoulder or hands or anything like that. Instead of those sit through get-ups, instead of 10, you're going to do 10 walkouts and back. Okay, that's just a modification that you do instead of the sit through get-ups. Okay, next move is going to be 30 shoulder taps. So we're here, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Another modification for that, if it's taking too long or if it's a little bit too much to be in that high plank position, you can always drop to the knees. Okay? So 30 reps, 15 on each side. And then finally, you're going into the pull-up bar and you're going to get 5 pull-ups in. Okay? If you have access to a band for the pull-ups, put that band underneath your knee, underneath your foot. If you don't have a pull-up bar at all, but you have a TRX, you're going to go 10 TRX rows. If you don't have either, then you're going to stick with your kettlebell, and you're going to go 5, or you're going to go 10 bent rows on either side, locking it all in, rowing it on out. Okay, 10 on the right, 10 on the left. Okay, so again, for that block, that's more on the cardio side. Trying to cycle through. If you want to keep track of how many rounds you get in, and then circle back to this in a couple weeks, be my guest. All right, so again, 2 15-minute AMQRAPs, as many quality rounds as possible. Strength plus cardio equals balance. Get after it. Let me know how it goes. See you soon.